Welcome to another episode of the Married Game Podcast. We're the voice you trust when it comes to lust. We are who you hire when she lacks desire. Sometimes Saturday mornings they can be boring, but Jesse, Joy, and I have been enjoying our morning. What is up, Jesse, Joy?
Good morning.
We are doing a new update. We are doing a new way of doing this today. Not that we're going to do this all the time, but we are driving home from open mat Jiu Jitsu. We've had an amazing time. Jesse, Joy, Jovi Joy has been gone last evening and all day today. So we've just been hanging out, having a good time, had a good morning session this morning. And then what happened, Jesse? Where'd we go?
Well, we went to breakfast and then Jiu Jitsu, but no one's going to believe that I actually have a Jiu Jitsu analogy.
Ooh, share it
myself. It's, we were talking about it in life, well, in Jiu Jitsu first, to accept all Jiu Jitsu means to accept to tap and to get tapped. And doesn't that sound just like life? To accept all of life, you will get tapped and you will tap. So there are times when you get tapped, and that means that something, comes at you, you fail, you do something, but to learn from it and to grow from it, that's actually where you excel. So that's my analogy. And I just, I got real excited about watching you and how good you did. And you got tapped and you were tapped. And then I was like, dang, that's like life. And he's like, you see why I have so many quotes from Jiu Jitsu, but I do. You can really see that. And that is like life right there, right?
What was it like watching? I mean, there's a lot of guys in there who are really good. And then there was me, who's not so good. I'm new. But what was that like for you to watch that?
I like to see you tap, of course. I'm proud of you. But I like to see you get tapped.
And you like to see me when I tap others.
Yeah. But I like to see you get tapped too, because you can see where there's room to grow, and that's exciting, right? So I just like all of it. It was pretty fun, except that room is so stinky for you wives. If you go in there, you're like, oh, this is so gross. But the energy from there and from all the men is really, really exciting, and their willingness to learn and grow and how sweet they all are. I just really enjoy that. I like all the energy from that room.
When I think about like a combat sport like jiu-jitsu, you think about what you just said. Masculinity can be sweet. Like every guy in there they're masculine dudes, meaning when it came to a scuffle, every dude in there has an advantage over somebody who doesn't know jiu-jitsu or wrestling. And yet they're the kindest, most humble, coolest dudes. And actually what was cool about it, and this is also something that's so important for you men, is when I got tapped, the guys who tapped me told me what happened. They're like, hey, you left your arm open here. You had a gap between your leg and your arm here. And they were able to tell me it wasn't just about ego. Like, look, I'm better than you. I don't like hanging out in those rooms and those groups or those masterminds where everybody's trying to be the coolest guy in the room. I like the guys that are like, dude, I want a room of the coolest motherfuckers I know, because I'm going to grow and learn that way.
I agree. I love that. I loved how they're just so humble, so good. Like a lot of these guys, you told me that you have like tapped them, they tapped you. So there's such a respect level between all of you, and they know how hard it is to start, right? So they know they start somewhere and they have such grace and like love towards it. You guys are all in the same room learning the same stuff. So it's so cute when they're like, just do this, that. Even when you tap someone else, you're like, your head was still a little lower. They just want to grow. I just love that mentality.
You know what is also true, and I think this is the we're driving home from jiu-jitsu episode.
Yeah,
but
got inspired.
We got inspired, and we're committed to just sharing what we're learning, who we are, what our life is about through this podcast. And here's another thing too that was really interesting. Jiu-jitsu is it's like a little slice of the best piece of society. And here's what I mean by that. So we had a brown belt I was rolling with towards the end. He was able to, in about 2 minutes, get me into an arm bar, and I had to tap. And then we went again, and about 3 minutes in, I had reversed him. I was on top of him. I had him gift wrapped, and I was in a dominant position before I was about ready to throw up, because we decided to go have omelets right before we do jiu-jitsu. But here's what I noticed. When he tapped me, he was showing me what to do. Nobody better than you in jiu-jitsu makes fun of you when you're starting or as you're growing. The same way in life. So if there's somebody, you tell somebody, man, I want to have a better marriage, or you tell your wife, I want us to be more connected. Nobody who has a better marriage than you is going to be like, that's a bad idea. Or that's so stupid, don't do that. Which means when you get hate for wanting to be better in any area in your life, when I was wanting to learn how to make money, I would be watching these real estate investing shows, and everyone in my family would make fun of me, like, oh, that's so stupid. Little did they know, 2 years later, I ended up hiring a coach and going and making millions of dollars in real estate while they still had their JOBs making fun of me. So it's like in jiu-jitsu, like the better you get, the more you're wanting to help everybody behind you. And a guy comes in, guy's first day in class, all of us like, dude, welcome. I hope you come back because this will change your fucking life. It's the same way with everybody in successful. You're trying to make more money. You're trying to have a better relationship. Anything you're trying to get better at, the person who has what you want will never talk shit on you. I've never had that happen. Have you?
No.
Not once.
No, that's exactly true. Anyone like doing better than you or knows where you're at will never talk down to you. And that's how in jiu-jitsu, God, look at me in my jiu-jitsu now.
Come on, baby. Let's go.
I'm almost embarrassed, but it's so good. Like in jiu-jitsu, no one will make fun of you. They actually leave you with encouraging words at the end because they know where you started. So if anyone higher, making more money, doing more things, or someplace you want to be will never talk down on you. So if someone's talking down on you, they're lower than you.
Yes.
And just throw their comment right away because it doesn't mean shit.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well fucking done, Jesse Joy. There you have it. So this is why we share what we share, because we love our marriage, and we know if you're listening to this, you love our marriage, or you go, wow, I want to have a marriage like that. And that was actually hard for me to admit for a time, Jess.
What? What specifically?
That I would be like, I have the marriage that other people want.
That's interesting.
Well, tell me more.
No, I think that was a common theme for you a little bit. You know, you felt, and that's probably maybe your religious background is you felt like such guilt and shame for having better things, more money, nicer cars, better marriage now. So I love that you're just shedding all that because we can't do good unless we're good, right? Yeah. And we want to do good for the world. Yeah. So it's time to not be ashamed and to be proud so we can help other people. The more resources, the more money, the more better relationship we have, we help more people. Yeah, that has been such a truth for us to discover, that the more we gain resources, the more respect, the more anything we gain, we're able to use it to affect and impact more people. And that's why we share our story. Dude, literally went from the sunniest day ever to as soon as you go over this hill, Dana Point is the cloudiest place on planet Earth. So, listen, the only reason you listen to a podcast is because you're part of the 2% that wants to get better in your life. If you're broke as a joke right now, but you want to get better, you go find the person that's making the kind of money you want and let them teach you. And stop making fun of other people and start pointing the finger at everyone and look at yourself. Yeah. Yeah, you start looking at yourself. You start being honest with. That's the first thing you have to be. You have to be honest about what you desire. And once you just say, "Hey, dude, I want a good body." Okay, cool. Don't let anybody talk you out of it. Don't let our weak ass society tell you that you're okay. Now, if you don't feel like you're okay, then you're not okay. That's the answer. And don't shame other people for having what you want. Stop shaming. That people. Is a truth that seems to have keeps coming up over and over and over again. The people talking the most shit about something are the ones who secretly want it, but they don't know how to get it. Preach on a Saturday morning. All right, that's what we're saying, guys. We're going to keep sharing, and hey, you know what? You go share with somebody something you learned that has helped you better in your life. Share with somebody who wants to hear it. If somebody's been asking you, "Hey, how do you do this?" and rather than be like, "Oh, I can't share with you that," just start sharing it, and you're going to feel blessed. When you know what we fucking love doing this podcast. We love
our coaching business. We love our clients. We absolutely fucking love what we do. It doesn't feel like a burden. It doesn't feel like a bother. It feels like the biggest blessing on planet Earth for us to take this dark ass story of failure and insecurity and bullshit that I put my family through to now go, oh, guess what? Here's the greatest marriage ever, and here's how to get it. It's what a blessing.
Yay!
All right. That's it. So don't be a nerd. Spread the word and keep crushing it, because that shit is contagious.
Wow. Dinner and a show.
You. Love you guys.